Excuse me. Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the first live stream for Rose Racer. My name's Jonathan Daly, or most people just call me John. Let me take a moment to talk about this project. So Rose Racer is going to be an arcade racing game for the PC. And, well, by PC we mean Windows and OS X. So we're going to be developing the game in Unreal Engine 4. So we're hoping to live stream development of the game on a weekly basis every Tuesday. So we're going to try to shoot for about probably between 10 and 10:30 every Tuesday morning to do a live stream for a few hours, and just basically it's going to be a mix of me working on the game, possibly some art being done on the game, kind of as we get into this a couple months in, and also some actual gameplay of actually playing the game. Because one of the big things we want to do with Rose Racer is do a really cool local multiplayer part to it, up to 4 players. So we're going to have times that we'll live stream actually playing the game. Today what we're going to do is, let me get our nice logo out of the way. Today what we're going to do is actually work in Unreal Engine 4. So this is a brand new blank map, and we're actually going to be looking at one of the levels and actually blocking out one of the racetracks today. So that's what I'll be working on. I'll have the chat window open for throughout the broadcast. So if you hop in and have any questions, then please let me know, and I can answer any questions about development. I can't promise that I'll answer everything about the game itself, just because we can't share everything up front. But yeah, so basically this is starting with a blank level, and we're just going to start blocking out one of the racetracks. This track's going to be a lapped track, so it will have the same start and end point. And yeah, we'll get going on that. Sorry, I'm doing a quick post online trying to get the word out about the live stream here. And yeah, so we're using Unreal Engine 4, and we're using their vehicle components portion of the engine to do the vehicles. And in a minute, I'll kind of show you what our prototype vehicle looks like, which the prototype vehicle won't appear in the final game. This is just something that we got up and running in the engine so that we could start making some of the tracks and getting some of the gameplay systems online while our artists are working on the actual assets that'll go in the game. So, last part of this post, promise. Okay, cool. Blank map. So if we were to just hit play, and actually need to get my handy controller, we are going to be doing controller support. It'll actually be required when you're going to be doing multiple players, that you'll need at least two of these, it looks like. Hopefully we'll be able to work out having it keyboard on one player and controller on another, but that part we're going to have to kind of figure out as we go along. Thankfully, any Xbox One controller will actually work, as long as you have the drivers on your PC, which is pretty cool. So if I just hit play here, it's actually kind of funny. It'll launch the game up. Here, let me see. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Make sure the launcher is minimized. There we go. So yeah, we can't really do much now. We can reverse and we can drive forward. See, so we got the lights lighting up, but that's about all we can do because we quickly run out of room, and we can just drive off the side and go whee, falling. Yeah, so that's all we can do right now. But we're going to quickly change that. So, and it's right about this moment I wish I had a third monitor. But I don't think my computer could handle 3 monitors. Okay, so we really need to kind of start. We'll go ahead and start the core of the track here, like where our starting point is. So we, really what I need to do is, so we're going to be blocking everything out in BSP brushes. So basically these kind of brushes, so boxes, cones, cylinders, spheres, stuff like that. So I'm going to pull a cylinder down in here and kind of get this to be about the same, zoom in here, about the same height as that. Let me go and see. Yeah, I'll bump that. Yeah, right there. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to make this a heck of a lot bigger. Let's see. Outer radius. Let's do 5,000. And that's about almost where I want it to be, I think. Let's see. Going to edit. And I'm just going to probably be talking to myself the whole time that I'm doing this. It kind of helps me think aloud. And it'll help, anybody who's watching, it'll help you guys kind of follow along with what I'm doing. Basically, this track takes place in, as you can probably see in the title here, Track Kitchen. This does take place in a kitchen. So the premise of Rose Racer is that these are toys that come alive as the family goes out for their day, and they race all around the house as the day goes on. So this is basically what I'm creating here is a kitchen table. Let's see, how many is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So the blocking out process is kind of interesting in that we're really just kind of blocking out. And actually, I can take this and delete it. We're blocking out what the level will look like and getting kind of the scale for the level. But we're doing it in a manner where, like these BSP brushes are not actually going to be in the final game. Eventually, these will all be actually modeled. Like these will be static meshes. Okay, that's a pretty decent sized table. So cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me go back to my player start, and let's go ahead and also do like a second one here, and a third one, and a fourth one. Just kind of roughly place those. So yeah, that'll be the start. I should probably go ahead and do like a starting point. So I'll kind of pull this up, and we'll go ahead and edit this. Let's see. Go ahead and make it a little further to the left, just so we can kind of have like a starting point that everybody has to go through. Something like that. And this doesn't have to be exact because we're just kind of blocking out what the level is going to look like. Go ahead and make it quite a bit taller. And I'm trying to stay pretty close to the grid, these grid lines. I mean, on this, it doesn't really matter so much, just because it's again, just blocking it out. I mean, eventually we'll get meshes in here, and it'll be great. And then we'll be more specific when we get the meshes actually in here. So let me actually start naming some of these so I know what these are. So this is start line, box brush, and let's see. So the cylinder brush is actually the table. And then I need to actually take this and copy it. And then I'm going to scale it in this direction and in this direction. And then I'm going to make this a subtractive brush. And then, let me actually scale it and move it down. Oop, I don't want to move it down that far. Let's see. Let me actually lit wireframe. And there we go. I'm wanting these to line up perfectly so that I don't have any weird issues with it. So let's actually take, oh, I don't want to highlight everything. There we go. I need to be in edit mode actually. There we go. Kind of pull this over to here and pull this over here. Kind of make this a little bit thinner. That way the cars can, oh, I didn't mean to just grab one of those. I wanted both. That way the cars can kind of get through. Okay, we'll do that. And I'll go back into lit mode. Alright, cool. So we kind of have, whoa, I'll highlight everything. Okay, so now we kind of have a starting. So if I actually hit play, then I can actually drive through this. That's pretty cool. And we're driving, and we're driving, and stop, and reverse. Yeah, so this is kind of the starting area. Do a table, and whoosh, and handbrake, J-turn, haha. Cool. So that works. It's gonna bug me that this isn't centered. There we go. Okay, cool. Probably the other thing I'd add is a text renderer really quick. Rotate that 180 and kind of adjust this to say start in all caps and make the scale like 260. Let's see. Probably need to pull it down and kind of put it inside. That way you kind of see how that looks. Yeah, cool. That way it's kind of there. One thing I didn't do, well, I don't have a light mass importance volume right now. However, I probably need to wait and do that later until I have more things in the level. I'm kind of not liking how long this table is. I'm worried that this is a little big. So I'm probably going to scale things down a little bit, and then, you know, we'll just kind of see from there what we're doing. Let's edit. So it's really just the length of the table, I think, is a little long. I still want it to be oblong. I don't want it to be circular, but I can kind of make it a little smaller. There we go. I think, let me play that. So this is the nicest thing, is being able to just play test right in the engine like this. Yeah, I think this is gonna work for scaling. Ooh, stop. So like doing those J turns. Okay. Cool. Alright. So that suffices for that section. And let me actually take a look here. Kind of noticing my top-down view is backwards from the drawing I did. So what I might actually do, because I'm going to want to lay this out, is actually take these, all this stuff, and did I highlight everything? Okay, let me see. I need the player starts, the starting line, box brush 2, and the text render actor. I need to rotate these 180 degrees. Ew. Don't like that. Well, actually, if I let go of this one, there we go. That player start is actually in the middle, so let's move that 180, and then on top of that, I kind of actually want this to be moved about there and about there. Alright, so now everything is going left. Pardon me. So if I scroll out here, we're actually going to start about here, and we're going to go over like this and down and round and back up and then back around. So it'll kind of be like a big L shape. So basically, kind of the next thing I need to do is get a big box brush over here that'll be in basically a kitchen island. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright. So I want to be able to see my clock timer to see how long we've been live streaming. We'll probably do a couple hours every Tuesday morning. It's kind of the plan. Scheduling permitting, that it'll be a couple hours. So we shall see how that goes. Okay, so where's my sketch of the level? There it is. Okay, so actually, the next thing is going to be a box. And let's see where that should line up to be. Okay. Kind of realizing the height. Okay, well, let's do this. So I'm wanting this to actually be a little higher eventually. So I'll probably leave it where it is on the Z-axis or Z. I always like saying Z better. It sounds so much cooler. I mean, I'm not from the UK or anything where people say Z, or other places in Europe, but I've always liked Z. I think I picked that up on Stargate, actually. Watching like Stargate. Probably not SG-1. I think it was the Atlantis one. I think one of the actors was British. I don't remember. It's been a while. Anyways, I'll probably keep this at the same Z, and yeah, then we'll just use this top view to kind of mesh this out. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty huge brush. So let's see. Go into edit mode, grab just those And those need to kind of go up to probably about there. And again, this is going to be kind of roughed out, so it actually probably be there. This is going to go all the way down here. Yeah. So now, see if I can grab just. Nope. This will be interesting. How am I gonna? This is like super long. That. And all the way to the other end. Oop. I think I moved them on accident. Do I still? I think control clicking highlights all. Yeah, there we go. So this will be kind of out like, probably like that, roughly. And then kind of pull these. So one of the things we're trying to go for too is like a big sense of scale and how that would work. Okay, let me split that. And then yeah, I should get these, and then these can come down to about here. And I'm trying to keep this pretty close on these major grid lines. Again, just so that later when we actually have meshes in here, we need to, worry more about what this entails in terms of the spacing and other stuff like that. That's when we're really gonna need to worry about, like really, really pay close attention to everything. Let me up my camera speed because this is starting to be a huge level. And yeah, it's better. Alright, let me actually make this the height it needs to be, which is like way down like that. That works. Okay, so basically what I need to do is take this and extrude it. Local coordinate systems. That's fine. I know that. And kind of pull that out to probably about there. And that is our countertop. And let me actually take this table and pull its bottom. Oh wait, did I move the whole thing? That's not what I meant to do at all. There we go. I just want the bottom. I kind of. Oh wait, crap! I don't want to extrude it. I want to edit it. There we go. Alright. So that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and have that there. That's the cabinet. Countertop. And then there's gonna be basically another box here. So let me grab another box. Pull it into right there. And tiny little box. I'm gonna edit. Let me actually kind of bump those. Oop. Oh, move it. Let me actually center it on this main line here. Go back out. So probably a little bit that way. Okay, because I'm wanting it centered between this brush and this one up here. But probably not too close, because you have to conceivably think that someone has to be able to walk through here. Like an actual person. So I want this to be close to what you would think, but not. Alright, so let me actually do this, and then I'll move this down. Okay. Good to make sure that you actually save your stuff. I just saw that autosave pop up. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to save. Alright, so we'll keep that about where it is actually. I think that's good. I think this does need to be a little wider this way, which means that I need to go back to this one, and these all need to come down a little bit, which means I kind of want these, or is it, yeah, these to go back. I'm thinking over this. This will probably be one of the bigger levels that I've actually one of the bigger levels that I've actually made in Unreal. I'm gonna move this maybe like that. Alright, so now we gotta make sure we got the height of everything kind of mocked up, and I still don't really like where this table is, but I don't want to move the table since it's on the origin and also where all our player starts are. So maybe I could just take all of this and say, well, let's kind of move this stuff down kind of this way. Yeah, that spacing's a little better. There we go. And I still think this should probably be a little bigger. I mean, at this point, I'm really just going off of like the feel of it, what it feels like, scale-wise. I mean, it's gonna matter maybe a little more when we start getting into this and actually doing a race. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this down, since this is going to be the island, like a kitchen island. So it's about the height of the tables, or cabinets rather. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that all the way down. And then this table, like, it seems a little small now. Like it should be bigger. Let's kind of grab the underside and kind of pull that down a little bit. So that makes more sense to have it kind of that thick. And then maybe grab these and kind of move them. Oh wait, those are the long ones. I'm getting myself turned around. Alright, I want these ones. And kind of pull those over a little bit. As soon as I could, then now I need that I've got this whole thing selected, I need to actually move it down this way so it's more centered. Oop, that was a little much. Just kind of wanted to feel like it's centered. Okay. And I think I'm going to take these. Oh, wait, gotta be in edit mode. Take these and put them this way a little bit, just so that it's a little longer than the island. There we go. Okay, so that pretty much roughs out the level in terms of like what I mean. There's going to be more things in here eventually, but this kind of roughs out what we're doing. Let me go here and actually pull this out a little more. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is there's going to be basically track linking all these sections together. So if we go into our track pieces, so here's our track pieces. We have some left and right turns, or 90-degree turns, some ramps, and straightaway. So basically what we're needing to do is take this straight away and basically build it up from here. So we probably want to start like about here, and I may actually want to make, let me try doing this single wide first, and then we'll also let me go ahead and go into 500 for the grid size. 100. There we go. Okay. So the idea here is this is like actual like race car track, you know, like the track you would play with as a kid, and it's been laid out to actually get on these. All right, so there's our first issue is these are a little high. This is a little high. So let me go into edit mode and take this and this and this. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we have a crash. That's unfortunate. Well, we'll open it back up here. Let me go find my project files here. So, happens to the best of us. Hopefully, it's saved. Okay, let me read this. Yes, I do want to restore those autosaves. That would be good. Oh, well, you guys get a little bit of a sneak peek. I was going to show this, but this is the kind of our playground test track where we're testing out like some jumps and jump distances and things like that. Maybe later I'll do, because we rigged a pretty cool jump in here. Maybe we'll look at that later. Let's go to the kitchen track, and let me actually, project settings, maps and modes. Let's do the default map as the kitchen right now, and default modes, proto game mode. Okay, that'll look okay for now. Oh, I need to make a player controller class. So, but what I was saying to myself was, I need to make this player controller class. We're still using the default class. I discovered through some research and some testing over the weekend that I need to actually be using a player controller to do all the controlling for the pawn. Right now, all the code for driving the car is actually inside the pawn class, the car class. Which is bad. Not really bad, like, that's the wrong way to say it. It's not bad, it's just that we're wanting to be able to switch out between cars whenever we need to, so that, you know, a player picks a specific car, we want them to be able to, you know, spawn into the game as that car. So we need to have a lot of the player controller stuff, like how the player interacts with the game in the player controller and not in the pawn. So that'll be like stuff to move around later. So yeah, cool. Let's see. So yeah, I didn't save any of our track placement. Well, darn. Oh man, it didn't save quite a bit of stuff. Okay. Let me actually see, did it save our table resizing? I'm not sure if it did or not. Why is my table not showing up? It's a little weird. That the table's not showing up in that view. That strikes me as odd. That is not showing up. Huh, it's like it isn't there. I can't actually edit it at all. Huh. Let me reload this map. It's got like a details panel, but it's not letting me actually do anything with it. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess what we'll do then is I'm going to drag in another cylinder, and we'll just make another table. Kind of sucks that we got to do that, but you know, hey, it happens. And kind of another thing with it is I don't want to spend the time to figure out what the problem is when I could just circumvent it by just remaking the table. Get that. I think that's lined up to be, yeah, that's a good height. So let me grab those and move them this way a bit, and grab these. Yeah, move them that way. Okay, now this way it'll be a little easier. Well, kind of a little easier to see. We still can't actually see the stuff. That should be about there, and those should be about there. Yeah, that's pretty close. Alright, so then grab those and put them kind of there. Now I'm like, did I actually put in a cube? Oh, I put in a cube, darn. Well, okay, that's okay. We can still fix that. Alright, grab. Oh, I didn't grab everything. Those. And move them down to about there. Okay, so alright, for anybody joining the stream, we're about 43 minutes in. What we're doing now is we had a crash in the editor, which happens, you know, it happens. But we had this BSP laid out for part of the track, for part of the world, and then we had it go and decide that, actually let me not split it there, go and decide to crash while we were building this, and when we came back, this table actually isn't showing up in any of the other maps, so, or even in the browser here, so that's a little odd that that's happening. And it looks like I can't even delete it. So what happens when I play? It's still here. That's weird. Huh. So I'm driving. So this is our prototype car. I think I'd mentioned that before. The car is not representative of what is going to be in the final game. This is just the stock car that comes with the engine. Yeah, that's super weird. That kind of concerns me, honestly. Let me see. Select matching brush. Right click. Edit. Duplicate. No. That's World Grid material. That's not really what I want. See, I'm like selecting the material. I'm not actually selecting the object. Well, I guess what I could do is actually select all of my brushes. Oh wait, here it is. Table cylinder brush. Delete. Let me build. Maybe that's the problem. Oh wait, stop the build. I don't want to do lighting right now because I don't have a light mass importance volume. Build geometry current level. Table cylinder brush. Edit. Delete. There we go. Okay. We'll do that. Alright, cool. We got it. So, yeah. Oh, okay, so this is a cylinder brush. Okay. I thought I did that. Okay. The points are so close together you can't see them on the others. Okay. I'm going to take this side, pull it out, and let's see if it'll let me. Whoa. That was a little odd. Okay, so we'll just have to take this and pull it in some. And take this and pull it in some. Let's see, this is basically 1, 2, about 2.5 in. Yeah. So that actually needs to be kind of out there. Something like that. And again, this is just rough. This is a really rough estimate of where the mesh would eventually be for this. Oh man, I got some quasi extra stuff here. Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, so let me fix that. These points actually need to be over here, thereabouts. So let me actually move them kind of in like that. I think it was when I was scaling it up when it was small, I grabbed some of these points inadvertently. Alright, let me open this up so I can kind of see a little better. And kind of try to line these up with the points on the other side. There we go. And now I can take these points and move them kind of like that. And we sort of have a table back. And again, this is a super rough estimate of where everything's going to be. So it's not super important that it is exact. Okay, so still table, I kind of want it to be a little longer than that, and actually move this whole table this way. This can kind of move a little like that. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. I just want there to be some space here so that, if someone's actually walking, conceivably, this is supposed to be a working kitchen, so if someone's walking in there, that they'll be able to actually, get to where they need to go. I'll widen this a little bit. I'm not as concerned here. But again, it's just, I think that'll be pretty good for a rough block out, and then we'll start laying some track. And we'll see where we stand. Okay, so saving, and the other thing is this start text is actually backwards now. I'm going to go ahead and fix that because it's bugging me. Alright, cool. So now, start. Sweet. Alright. Alright, so we need to lay some track. Alright, so straight piece. And go ahead and rotate this 90. And go to 100 for our track distance here. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Almost. There we go. Go ahead and save. I don't want to have to lay this track yet again. Alright, so the first thing is, I need to edit this. Try to get this down. Now, not too much, because we don't want it to be, let me see, is that the track? No, let's see, where's the track? Let me get out of edit mode. Okay, there's a piece of track. Right there. So it is actually a little bit above this line. If we go to 5, is it on? Okay, so it's kind of lined up here, which is 4 above the main, or actually 20, because this is 5, 20 above this main origin line. So when we go to this and edit it, we want this and this and this now to be 4 above that origin line. There we go. Voila. Alright, and then I want to also put in a left turn. Yeah. That 90. Excuse me. Glad they didn't sneak up on me. I don't want to sneeze right into the microphone. Oh, and you know what? Let me actually delete that because I put that down not on a 5, or on a 5 grid and not 100. So I want to. There we go. That's pretty close. We'll go ahead and drop down into 5 to kind of get it to go off. So now this is a turn, right? Obviously, but it's really only meant to kind of guide the player about where they should go. Let me actually move this way. I want to pull out a couple more of these. Alright. think that'll, well, maybe one more and that'll land us kind of in the middle of the cabinets. There we go. Alright, so that's our first track here. One other quick thing I want to do is, let's see, light mass importance volume. I'm going to go ahead and drop down one of those, and mainly because I want to make sure that when I go to build the lighting, it's not going to take an extraordinarily long time to do that. But actually, let me do this because this will be easier. Because it's so super skinny. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this should provide me with kind of over here. Oop, light mass. That's fine. So if you're new to Unreal Engine 4, basically what this does is this tells light mass, which is the basically the part of the engine that handles building or calculating the lights, and tells it what's important in the scene. So it focuses its time on rendering light for that and not other things in the scene. And it's really important, especially in really big scenes like this, to have this so that we don't have any issues with how the lighting's built. Move that. Just want to kind of encapsulate the whole level, basically. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, because I want to do a lighting build, and I don't think this will have any effect on the video stream quality. But we'll do a quick build and wait for that. So while we're waiting for that build, it shouldn't take too long, I don't think. But while we're waiting on that, I want to mention kind of places that you can follow Rose Racer's progress outside of this live stream. Well, obviously, first and foremost, you can follow us here on Twitch, because we'll be doing live streams on a regular basis. We're going to try to do it every Tuesday in the morning between probably about 10 or 10:30 to 11:30 to 12:30, so like between 1 and 2 hours. And then you can follow us on Twitter at Rose Racer Game, and you can follow us on Facebook, and the Facebook page is facebook.com/Rose Racer Game, and then Twitter is at Rose Racer Game. So you can follow us there as well. And that way you can keep up with the game's development past, actually past what we're doing here on Twitch. So, well, we're only at 4% right now, so I'm actually going to cancel the lighting build. It's not super important. The main thing is that we're going to possibly see some weird seams on these track pieces. And it's going to yell at us that we haven't rebuilt. But I want to go ahead and do a little bit of testing on this track. Let me edit this, though, because we had done this before the crash earlier, but this needs to actually be down further. Let me try to get this lined up with everything else. Yeah, so I'm probably going to just wait and do a lighting build after the stream's over. Don't want to waste your guys' time looking at a little tick thing ticking up super slow. Okay. Good, save. And let's play some. Okay, so we started here, and we're going. Probably the first thing I see is this isn't very centered, so I'll probably want to center that a little bit. But now I can get across this okay. And we'll do power slide. Too much. So we actually haven't done any tuning to the car's handling dynamics at all. So it's gonna be a little weird. It's a little slider than we like. And I'm getting a I don't know about you guys. I'm getting a weird like psychedelic trip by watching these little squares fly by. Let's see scale wise if this is pretty good. This might be a little big, honestly. I think the table's okay, like where we started. Let me escape and start again. Because that's kind of the other thing we're wanting to make sure that we have the scaling right. So, like, I think the scaling for this is okay. In terms of, like, yep, I flipped out. So yeah, I think the scaling of the table and this track is okay. But yeah, I think everything else might be a little, I don't know, too big. Now, one thing actually, I really enjoy watching a lot of the live stream stuff that Double Fine does, and there was an interesting thing that Brad, I think it's Muir, he's called Mr. Muir on Twitter, so I'm not sure if that's in jest, if that's actually how you say his last name. Probably in jest. I think it's Muir. Anyways, Brad Muir was talking about that you shouldn't nerf your design before you actually have finished enough of the design to know if it needs to be nerfed or not. I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said. But it's kind of this idea that you generally don't need to worry about nerfing something until you actually need to nerf it. So I'm not going to worry about the scale until we kind of get more of this track in here. I do want to do this, though. I do want to take this and actually slightly off-kilter this. And the reason being, if you have everything square, it's going to look kind of weird. So if I kind of have this centered like this, that would be good. And I'm actually going to do this too, just because this, I'm going to apply a material to it. Oh, wait, okay. I gotta go select a material. Oh, wait, select all adjacent surfaces. There we go. Apply material, photo yellow. Haha, now it's yellow. Sweet. Let me actually get in here. Well, not that, but that. Oop, little. Forgot I turned my camera sensitivity up and now I'm flying all over the place. Alright, and that, and make that yellow. Alright, cool. And now, it's yellow. Just because. Okay, and I'm actually going to do this too, because this might be fun. I might actually think I'm going to take this and... Okay, let me do this before I get any further, because this is going to get unwieldy quick. I'm going to make a new folder called Start Line, and I'm going to basically put everything that's in the starting area in that folder. So that, like all those things, all the player starts, and I'm going to tell these two, move to folder, move to root, move to folder, start line. Oh, okay. I think I already had one in the start line folder, so that way everything is in the start line area. And then now I can take these turns, which are all these, and I'm going to move to a new folder, and I'm going to call this turn 1. Let's see, what is, this is cabinet lower. And I'm calling it cabinet lower because eventually there's going to be cabinets up at the top. So I want to kind of put those. So those are cabinet lower. And this is table. And then let me make another folder called level stuff. And this will have like the light source and light map importance volume and the sky sphere and the atmospheric fog will all be in there. And then let's see. This is one of my favorite features of Unreal, honestly, and it's really because coming out of using Unity for a while, it's nice to be able to actually organize your scene outliner, you know, your hierarchy basically. Okay, I'm probably gonna make another folder that says probably drivable surfaces. And then I'm going to take these and put them in there. Okay, now everything is organized. Go ahead and save my level, so it'll save my scene outliner stuff. Okay, so in turn 1, we have all of these pieces. And that's really why I wanted to do that, because now I'm going to be like, alright, let's go find all the turn 1 pieces, and I can select all of them at once. I'm going to duplicate these. I don't know how this is going to work with the turns, but it might be fun to have this kind of butt up against it like that. Maybe I could take an on the X and the Z, like double the size of this so that it kind of comes up to be, yeah, that might work. There we go. That looks okay. I think that looks alright. The other thing I could have done, honestly, was, now that I think about it, and would probably be better, would be to actually just double the size of what was there already. So everything minus that turn. Well, there we go. I made it twice as wide, but not twice as tall. There we go. Alright, and this is another part of that blocking out where I'm like, okay, that seems to make sense to me, because the reason I wanted to do that was I thought it would be fun to place a ramp in here. And I'll go ahead and pull that down. And then I think these are like 10 degrees off. That looks about right. So now I can put a ramp. So now, when we play, it's going to be a little more interesting to go across that gap. In that we kind of do have to turn left a little bit. So we can go over and go whoosh. That was pretty cool. Though, having done that, I almost don't like having these double. So maybe what I need to do is like have one here and then actually double this. Whoa! Why'd those end up over there? And actually double it like this. And then just have the turn piece be twice as big. Because it's conceivable that this could be 2 pieces, right? And actually that's not that many static meshes. Let me go back to where I was highlighting. There we go. These. And let me actually go to local. I'll pull those up a little bit. And I'm thinking now I actually might want a different color for the ramps because they're kind of blending in. So let me actually do this. Let me create a material instance, and this will be mprototrack ramp. And going into this, I can override the base properties. Or, no, hang on. I've only done a little bit with these, so let me see. Yeah, let me go. I know what I need to look at. There are materials in here. Aha. Vector parameter. Base color. Ah, okay. It actually does. Okay, that makes sense. It needs to be a vector parameter. So. There we go. Vector parameter. So I can take this, and I'm going to go ahead and save it up here. And now I can set what this is equal to. Do that. Delete that. This should say exactly the same. Apply. And I need to check out the file. And save. And now back to the ramp. And now I can override the color. And let's see. Make this maybe a red color. Or, maybe a blue. Kind of a lighter blue. And we'll save that. And now we have this blue one. And now we can go to here and actually have this be the ramp. Actually here. That. Wait, okay. I know what it is. There's another step. This ramp, because it's a static mesh, I need to do the material in here. Not where I was doing it before. Ramp. Save. Checkout selected. Okay, cool. So now the ramp's blue. So now when we actually play, I can actually see from afar, hey, there's a blue ramp. Now maybe it won't be blue in the, the end of all this, but blue works for now. Whee! Alright, cool. So that works. That works for that. Alright, cool. Okay, I'm trying to hide the video preview for our stream. I think it was slowing us down. So, yep. Alright, we're about an hour, 15 minutes in, so we're going to try to basically knock out the rest of this track layout, and then we'll see where we are. And then maybe I'll pull up the prototype track, kind of our test bed for some of the jumps and things, and we'll see what's going on there. So, cool. All right, Now, one thing is that we kind of get away. You can see this happening here. And there's probably a couple reasons for that. One is we haven't rebuilt our lighting. And then another is it might be the quality settings. Because if I remember, yeah, I'm at medium. Main reason for that is I'm streaming and doing the game development, and I'm working on a laptop, so need a little bit of extra horsepower whenever possible. Okay, so looking back at this, I actually forgot to put in a thing. There's supposed to be a kitchen sink right here, so let's put that in. And I forgot. I got everything but the kitchen sink. Everything but the kitchen sink. Okay, so I need a box. And it's so tiny. So tiny. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and make this a subtractive brush. And we're going to edit this. Let's see. Can we get just... Nope. Okay. Alright, let's just get this side of it. Alright. And then let's get this side of it. Nope, I'm going to get everything. Well, let's do this from the top view. Be a little easier. And actually, I need to go ahead and make this as deep as I need it, which is probably going to be about there. Something like that. So from the top view, this is supposed to be a kitchen sink. So that's probably good there. To about... actually... Because this is going to be like the first big hurdle after this curve is going to be... You have to deal with this kitchen sink. That is going to be big enough that you won't be able to actually I think that'll be pretty good size for that kitchen sink. Probably needs to be a little deeper than that. Go ahead and do it that way. Alright, and I'm probably actually going to move this whole thing a little further this way. You can see the geometry auto rebuilds, which is so nice. And I'm actually going to put another box down. And I'm going to go into edit mode for that. And the reason is I don't want people going behind this sink. So because I don't want them going behind, I'm actually going to block them from doing that by creating this little thing here. And we'll just kind of go like this. Like, you could think that this is like the backstop for the sink, basically, is kind of what I'm envisioning this as being. So we can kind of come out like that. And then this will kind of come up pretty close, but not all the way. Okay, there we go. And then I'm actually going to take this and move this more close to the front. That way you can maybe get past there, but you're probably going to fall in. Unless you're a really good driver. So, yeah. I think actually the other thing I'm going to do that'll be cool. Oh wait, where did that block go? Oh, it's like super tiny small. I think. Yeah, there we go. That's funny. Um, yeah, so it's super, super small. So let's actually like get this to be bigger. Something like that. That works. And then let's go ahead and do this. And I'm actually going to multiply or copy this. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to kind of put it up like this. And let's see, I need to edit it. And I'll take this and pull it kind of closer like that. And this part and pull it down. And then take the whole thing, move it kind of in like this. Actually, this could be like the back faucet, I guess, instead of just the backsplash. Like this will actually be a faucet. So let me take this whole thing and kind of move it down like that. And then I'm actually gonna try to grab that edge, right, and split it. And then grab all these and kind of basically move them. Well, nah, I don't want to move them up that much. Undo. Undo, I say. There we go. Okay, cool. And here, and we'll move this back to probably about there would be good. And then we'll take this edge again. If I can select the edge. These edges can be hard to nab. There we go. And split that again. And this. Kind of move it up almost like that. And then grab these. And kind of move them up like that. And there is our sink. It's a little big probably, but it gets kind of the general idea that this is supposed to be a sink. Let me actually take these and move them in a little bit. Just kind of overall scale, get the overall scale of this down. Oop, wait, that. So it might be cool to have like a particle effect coming out of the bottom of this that you gotta like drive through, like the water's on. That'd be cool. And then just for a little bit of visual flourish, let's pull in a cylinder, put it kind of down there, and just scale it up like that. Kind of pull it up a little bit. Gotta find it. Oh, we're auto-saving. Hold the phone. We're auto-saving. I hate when I miss those pop-ups and I'm in the middle of something and you gotta wait for it to resolve. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty okay. And then we'll edit the top and kind of pull it up a little bit. And then let's grab the whole thing and shuffle it over here. And there's our sink. I could probably make this sink one a little bigger. Go ahead and grab. Oop, wait. Grab. Here, we'll have to go inside here. Grab that edge. And go ahead and pull it out a little bit. I don't want it to go past this line, though, so that might be a little much. There. Now, one thing you may or may not have noticed, if you look at these, you can see that their mesh pattern, or their material pattern rather, is a lot bigger, and that's because I just scaled these up instead of like this. That's actually like built this way, and honestly, for right now, that doesn't really matter because we're just blocking this out. Okay, so now what I need are some straight pieces. So, let me get this and this. Well, actually, let me go ahead and actually pull a straight one out instead of copying, because these are at such an acute angle. Also, let's name these. And this ramp goes into turn 1. I think it's called a spigot. I think that's how you spell spigot. Faucet spigot. That works for me. Then this is... Isn't it hot on the left? And cold on the right? Is that how it works? I think that's how it is. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Alright, so I'm going to take these... Oop, not everything. Those. Put them in a folder. Faucet. Alright. Now I need our track pieces. And I need a straight. And I'm going to need another straight. That's almost there. Go down to like 10. There we go. Okay, cool. And back up to 100. Excuse me. Now, in my original sketch, I actually had this is a double sink, but I think I'm actually going to leave it as a single, possibly. Though, if you look comparatively speaking, this faucet is ginormous compared to the rest of this. So actually, I'm going to scale that down because that is a freaking huge sink, and we do not need a sink that big. Alright, scale, 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 scale. That's probably better, honestly. That's probably a better scale for the sink. And if that's the case, then this sink is also probably a little big. Honestly. Well... I actually do want that sink a little bigger. Now that I'm thinking about it, because like what I'm thinking is this originally in the sketch was a table, but we could almost say that that's an island, really, instead of a table. So we'll have to kind of play around with it. So it's kind of odd that it's kind of scaling oddly. Let's maybe say it's about that big. That makes sense. Something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. I don't know why the transform's so off. Probably because we're doing some scaling on multiple object and it's not liking it. Alright, I kind of like that for the sink. Alright, that's pretty good for the sink. I don't know. I still feel like... Yeah, let me do this. I still feel like this doesn't need to be here. I don't know. I'll have to maybe play around with this, because this could be something else. So I'll have to talk to our designer about what they want to do with that. But I can at least get the track around it, like kind of what we were originally thinking, and then we could see what this was. But I'll have to talk to our designer and see what they'd want to do. So, but this is why you gray box stuff out, because this scaling is nice, right? Kind of what this is working on, but then we're realizing that this doesn't really look like it fits, But that's why you gray box stuff out like this, and you don't build all the meshes and before you actually start building it in the game, because you discover things like that where this particular thing you thought looked good on paper, it's actually not going to work. So. And actually, let me see if I place this just right. Almost. I may actually slide this sink. Let me actually edit this. And I'm only doing this because I really, really, really want to have some water coming over right here. That would be really cool to have some water effects coming down. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Like, that would be pretty cool to have some water effects coming down as you're driving through. That would be pretty awesome. I think I'm going to call this the sink bridge. I think that makes sense to call it that. So it's basically just a piece of track laid across. So we can go and select all these straight pieces, and new folder containing the selected actors, sink bridge. Alright, now that we're getting across the sink bridge, probably what I'll actually do though is I like this idea of kind of using the track to direct where the players need to go next. What I may end up doing, let me see this. See if I can select the let me see. So everything at the start line, select all of that, and then let's do this drivable surface. Let's do that plus all of this stuff plus everything in turn 1. Okay, so start line turn 1 plus oop, plus the table. And I actually want to move this stuff over to about there. And then kind of move it about there. This way, like, we get this, a longer run up between these two. You actually even move it a little further. Not that far. Because I'd like to have a little bit of a longer run up to the sink. And then let me edit this. To be about there. That way there's a little less chance of someone to fall off. A little bit further. Alright, and then move this a little further that way. Alright, cool. And then let me also grab that's fine where it is. Sorry if I just breathed into the mic and hit the mic. Sorry. It's the only high quality mic that I have. So thankfully I'm able to lend a mic stand from a family member. Move that around like that. Alright. And we gotta kind of center it here, because I'm going to make this double the width and length, but keep it the same Z value. And kind of do that. Cool. Let me actually move this way and grab another two of these. Go down to 50. And there. Cool. So that'll do it for that. Now, I am still kind of at a loss. Well, now that we've moved this over, this actually might make more sense to be here a little bit. So maybe it was just a scaling issue that was the problem. Because the next thing is, once we've come around here, we're actually going to come around and jump to get to here. So that's what's next, is a giant jump. Let's see. Let's go ahead and play this, actually. See how the scaling feels. I like being able to see the sink way over there. That's cool. So let's go ahead and hit this jump. This still might be a little big overall, honestly. Yeah, it feels like everything is... It feels like everything is like twice the size that it needs to be. So I wonder if I could double the size of the player character. Just do that. I don't know if I could do that, though, without kind of messing stuff up. So we can give it a quick whirl, I guess, because I like the scaling of how this is, but again, since I've already built this, it feels like the character is half half too small. So let me see about... I have to think how to do this. Because just changing the scale... Well, I might be able to just change the scale to the skeletal mesh. Well... here's the import settings. I may have to mess with that later, because it looks like what I'm going to have to do is actually go to the original skeletal mesh and scale it in our 3D modeling package, and then re-import it. And then I might have to make the physics asset over again, and adjust the dimensions for the wheels to be double what they were. But we should be able to do that. But I'll keep laying out the track, and then we'll kind of see what happens from there. Okay, so we're actually almost done with the streaming. Got about 20 minutes left. Excuse me. So if I have about 20 minutes left, should be able to finish getting this track out there, and then for the last like 5 minutes or so, I can show you guys the little prototype, kind of sandboxy level that we're using to do some of the testing for some of the physics stuff, like the jumps and things like that. Okay, this next one is going to be pretty fun. It starts with a turn. Actually, that's the wrong one. I need a left turn. And I need to scale this up. And it's going to be kind of over here. And I'm going to build this square first, and then we'll see about... Now, if I take these and copy them... Yeah. Let me go... view options. Only selected. Oh, wait. That and that. Right-click these, move to folder... Move to root. Cool. Because these are not going to be part of the bridge, the kitchen bridge anymore, the sink bridge. They're going to be part of this. So, I'm still going to use double these. If I end up scaling everything up by double, then I'll actually go and take these pieces and pull them out and do just a single, just to cut down on the amount of static meshes there are. But for now, we'll just kind of leave it like it is. Oop. And I think I'm actually going to angle this so that players will have a longer run up to do the jump. Only one more set. Alright. I'm actually going to go ahead and make this double on the X. I'll make it 3 on the X. Well, let's try 2.5. Because I think it's 2.2? 2.3. Because it's not quite the same width as the other track pieces. There we go. Alright, so if we do this... so this is going to be basically the island jump. So now I can take and select all of these, and then basically I think I want to do like, oh wait, how did I get that in there? That actually needs to be moved to the sync bridge. I don't want that selected. Okay, so now I just want the island jump pieces. And let me rotate these kind of like this. And kind of like maybe in line with that. Maybe something like that. And then I'll take this piece and move it up this way. I'll kind of pull these this way. That should be good. Now the big test is this going to be enough of a run up to actually make this jump? That's going to be the big question. And something we're just going to have to toy around with and see. No pun intended, since these are supposed to be toy cars. Okay, let me actually finish this jump with... by multiplying or copying that, making and 180 degrees. I think that works. Okay, then this needs to be slightly edited. I'll just move the whole thing down. And let me actually go and look where this is. Well, that was way higher than it needs to be. Okay. Okay, it's still low. So let me actually find where this is at. Okay, it's right there. Okay, this is the same thing as before. It's 5 above. Yeah. I think this is is that the big one? Yeah, okay. There we go. Oop, autosave coming up. Go ahead and click save now so that we don't get interrupted. And then I need to grab a turn. Left turn to make this 2 and 2. And I need to... Actually, I need a right turn. 2, and I don't exactly remember how much I rotated this by. I think looks to be about 15 degrees. Yeah, something like that. So then we get into this issue of, like, well, let me go ahead and see if that's even enough of a run-up and everything. So let's go ahead and play. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that the cars might need to be bigger. I don't know. We'll have to see. Woohoo! There's the first jump. Oh, I did not do that jump very good. Around this way. Around here. Kind of try to... too much. And again, we haven't done any tweaking on these cars yet, so this is really just to be able to test driving around these circuits. Alright, let's see if I can get enough of a run up here. And woo! Almost! I missed. Okay. Almost. Let's see. So, how to fix that? Let's see. How to fix that. I basically would have landed without the ramp. So, we can maybe do no ramp. So let's try again without a ramp. I made a turn to the right at the last minute. Okay, I'm still going. Yeah, I think I'm going to adjust the size of the cars a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can make it around this corner without locking up. Made it. Right, here we go. Oh, keep it in check, keep it in check. Made it, but barely. Ooh, that's a thing. The this is not high enough. Like, this is actually higher. That would be inside the car. Yeah, so that would probably help too, to have that, like, have this section lowered. So let's go at, I didn't realize that had happened. Alright. That, and nope. End's not working. Great. You can hit the end key and it'll actually let's see, what is the Z on this one? Negative 100. Okay, that works. Let's actually put this back to 100. Alright, cool. So it looks like that's kind of working. One thing I actually may do slightly is do I have everything there? Yeah. Ooh, this isn't in the island jump. Move to folder, island jump. Okay. What was I saying? I was going to do something. Now I can't remember. Oh, the sun. Let's see. Level stuff. Light source. Oh, first of all, let me take the light source and this fog. Move it over to here. It doesn't actually matter where on the level these are, but I want to be able to kind of easily find them if we need them later. So yeah, it's kind of pointing down like that. I may actually want to take this and kind of tilt it a little up. That way. And then the sky sphere, I need to refresh the material. It's just this jump is right in line with where the sun's coming from. Let me actually see if I can rotate this to kind of be like that direction. Alright, because you won't ever be like exactly onto that direction. But that still gives us... I don't know if I like that lighting. That still gives you a pretty good sense of stuff. So the sky sphere, I need to update that. And now you can see that the sun's kind of moved over here. So that's where it's going to be bright from. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Later, this is going to be all enclosed. Like, actually, this will be an interior track. But for right now, I still want to be able to see stuff. Ooh, sliding everywhere. Alright. Yeah, we'll definitely have grippier tires later. I'm so missed it. So missed it. Alright. We'll try that again. And actually, we're about out of time for the live stream today. We can go a couple minutes past because we got a couple new people in here. But we will be saving this stream off as an archive. We will be saving the stream off as an archive and probably uploading it to our YouTube channel as well. And the YouTube channel is youtube.com/user/NacelleGames. I don't believe there's the LLC on at the end, but I don't really recall at the moment off the top of my head. I believe it's just Nacelle Games. But if you follow us on Twitter, we'll be posting there as well as on our Facebook page when this stuff is available online. Let's see if I make this jump. Nope. Let's go ahead and see about adding another section here. What I may do is just something like that, or just a little bit further than it was before, and then kind of taking the rest of this and moving it kind of like this. There we go. Alright. Save and play. And let's see how this works out. Sliding, turn too hard. And again, I mentioned earlier, but we haven't actually done any tweaking to the vehicle and how it handles or drives. So this is definitely not representative of what it will control like at the end. This is really just getting the one of our tracks kind of laid out in a rough fashion, and then it's going to be a lot of tweaking and making sure that this is looking like and handling like what we want. And jump. Made it. Alright, cool. Alright. Let me go ahead and finish this off. We'll go a little bit past 2 hours on the stream. I want to go ahead and finish off this track layout here. So yeah, I need to take this and move it down a little bit more this way. Now, why did it go and hide my stuff? Ugh. Alright, let me... Okay, so there's that, and it's super thin, but it's on that line. Okay, so we go to this, and now I edit here. Not exactly what I wanted it to be. Okay, that's weird. Huh, so I'm like doing up and down, and it's moving it left and right is moving it up and down. That's weird. Alright, so I want to make sure that this is at the appropriate level. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, okay. It's definitely too high. Alright, that looks pretty good. Height-wise. But, we have, it's too low. Alright, let me highlight this, grab that, and go find it, see where. It is at negative 100. Okay, so we needed to be at negative 100. We need this to be at negative 100. There it is, okay. There we go. We shouldn't have to adjust that again, hopefully. Let me tell it to build geometry current level only. Oh, needs lighting rebuilt. I know. I haven't been rebuilding the lighting because it's probably going to take quite a bit because there's a lot of objects in this scene and it's rather large, and I don't want to waste anyone's time watching the stream just sitting here waiting for lighting to build. Let's take and move. Alright, so take and move this. Thicken that up a little bit. I'm going to take this and this and this and move it down this way a bit. Alright, now what I need to do is take a, I gotta think about this, a left turn, and basically take a left turn out over here, and I'm going to take a straight piece, rotate it 90, get to 100.